Now, there's no end to Sri Lanka's economic hardships. Power cuts, fuel shortage and widespread protests have brought this island nation to its knees. On Sunday, Sri Lankan Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa met with President Gotabaya Rajapaksa amid this ongoing crisis. Sri Lankan cabinet ministers resigned on Sunday with immediate effect, along with the central bank governor, as the country experiences its worst economic crisis of all time. The curbs on social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter and WhatsApp lifted across of Sri Lanka after it was suspended briefly. However, a curfew currently is still in place until today, barring public movements at most places. After years of financial hardship, the country is now marred by massive devaluation of the currency and depletion of foreign reserves. The country's debt has risen to $4 billion, including $1 billion international dollars in sovereign funds. Security has now been beefed up in Colombo after unrest grew over repeated power cuts. Sri Lankan government has now declared damages worth 39 million rupees as protests have intensified, leading to large-scale vandalism in Sri Lanka.
The opposition indeed blaming the Rajapaksa government, who's responsible for the economic decisions that they took, which led to this massive crisis. Now, what is the solution other than the resignation of the government? Because even if the government goes, how will you undo the damage which has already been done, sir?
So first and foremost, you have to permit me to give you a detailed reply. First, it is very important that we approach the international monetary institutions, ensure that we arrive at a consensus, an agreement which does not impose hardship on the people of the country. With that approach, we will have several benefits. There will be a moratorium on payments, and there will also be what you call a debt haircut. That means a reduction of your debt obligations in terms of capital and interest. In addition, it will stabilize our currency.
Sri Lanka share indeed a very good ties, diplomatic ties with India. You think India could be a greater ally, a stronger ally in this crisis time to help out the people of Sri Lanka?
Alliances with India and with other countries should not be handled in an opportunistic manner. I think we have to have a broad overarching policy of establishing good relations with friendly countries. We have to be chummy with A, B, C, D country. I think that is very, very unprofessional.
After the economic crisis, now the political turmoils jolts this island country, Sri Lanka. Last late evening, entire cabinet in Colombo tenders resignation. There was a crucial meeting between the Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa and the President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. There were rumors the Prime Minister himself would tender the resignation, but lately it was the cabinet ministers, the entire cabinet, tender their resignation. Now the President is likely to appoint a new cabinet to carry out the executive decisions. But in the meanwhile, the situation at ground here in Colombo and all across Sri Lanka continues to be in misery, be the suffering of the people. But here, since the curfew has been lifted, there is now a restoring of the normal life. The traffic is back on the road. The people have started going to the offices. However, the emergency that continues, under which the police has been given a different part altogether. Now, yesterday there was massive protest call all over the Sri Lanka, not only in the capital Colombo. The opposition leader were marching from square, and from central square they were barred. The paramilitary forces were used. Even at several pockets there is massive security arrangements by the government, which claims to be maintaining the law and order. But here, since it's the suffering of the people, they are agitating, they are protesting. The fuel prices, of course, there are no fuel at all. There is no foreign reserve to import. There is a rocket high inflation, soaring inflation that is affecting the common people, and that's exactly triggered this massive agitation against the government. The crisis here at ground zero continues. Bringing you this report from Colombo with Divya Mishra for India Today.